Hi everyone and welcome to the Top Football Predictions 2018-19 end of season finale, and as always I'm with Atul.
Hey folks, let's get on with it.
Atul, it's been really crazy the last couple of weeks, and obviously with those bonus categories we couldn't actually close the game out because we've got Champions League, Europa and all that kind of good stuff. We didn't really get round to doing a game week 38 review either, so just very briefly, I know it was a couple of weeks ago now, but we'll just run through the game week 38. We've now got everything consolidated. We know who's won the cash prizes, so we're going to go through that as well and just have a general reflection on the season, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, I mean it's been a pretty topsy-turvy and very competitive season as well.
Absolutely, mate.
Obviously we last talked on game week 36, I think it was, and obviously that was a fair while ago, but just reflecting on game week 38, it was pretty sort of like, again, it's sort of like petered out, unfortunately. There was a few big scores, but if you notice it, a lot of people sort of like wanted to play the Joker in either the penultimate or the final sort of like game week. Unfortunately, I think what we noticed was that on the actual final Joker week, people played their Jokers. It wasn't really that high scoring, and I think it disappointed a lot of people, obviously, because that last minute dash for that cash.
Yeah, I think game week 37 saw some nice scores. Again, not amazing, but I remember Dan Bullock got 350 because he did play a Joker card and he got that hot shot game right. And like you say, I think I hit a goal fest there as well. But I know that there was some nice scores, and you're right, they did play a Joker card. But then, like you're saying as well, some players kept them back for that last week to make that real difference. But again, apart from Mike, who hit 230, thanks largely to the it was the hot shot game, wasn't it, of Southampton Huddersfield. Yeah, you're right. No one really scored amazing and had that real catapult at the end to make the difference. Although Mike did, and that's very poignant, isn't it? Because we're just looking through the league tables, and I think we can now just confirm that thanks to that catapult that he had, and in the last 4 or 5 game weeks, he really came on like a bullet train, didn't he?
That's the thing. We've been saying here that. We didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see it coming for dust. Just had a look around. We spoke about Elish, and we waxed lyrical about Elish because he won the cup and he could do the double. Daniel Ledley, my cousin, was out there for quite some time, and if anybody kind of deserved it without winning anything, it was Daniel.
He's the Liverpool, isn't he? He's the Liverpool.
He is the Liverpool, but which is an upgrade from his West Ham. But no, and then Martin. Well, Martin won't be pleased with where he's finished in the league, and we'll get to that in a minute. But obviously, he's the current champion, first place last year in his debut season. But Tom Pendra, yourself, Lee Marley, you was all kind of in the mix going in. But like we say, we didn't see Mike run through the pack and then head it up, and basically we can now confirm Mike is this year's champion. £200 he wins. He finished on a massive total of 5,610 points. This is all going to be documented in the group, as you'll see, for those that obviously watch the video and not. Elish came second on 5,480.
Well done, buddy.
Absolutely, and you'll see another graphic post as well, which will detail all the bonus categories and who did what. Which is it's a player performance graphic, and it's very interesting. But Elish actually scored the most bonus points this season, which has really helped him get up there, hasn't it, mate? And he gets £80. For his league position. Who else got in the cash, mate?
Yeah, I mean, just quickly before we move on to everyone else, Elish has made a bit of money anyway because he's won the cup. So he's won the cup, so he's done well. So
£30 for the cup, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he's been
plus
paid
80, so
£80 now, £110 for his £15 investment. That's a nice game.
So not bad at all. So moving on to the other people as well. So Daniel did a credible as well, 5,300.
Third place,
and he'll be getting £35 as
Indeed.
well. So well done, buddy. Martin, he may be a little bit disappointed, but he still made a bit of money this season as well. So
absolutely, £10 profit. He got £25 for finishing fourth. It's £15 to play the game. So Martin, use that £10 profit wisely.
So he scored 5,160 points.
Yeah.
And then finally, and this was quite interesting. We talked about this. The final.
This went. It was Pendra there. Yeah. You weren't too far away. Yeah. Tom was behind them, and then suddenly I think Tom got bonus points and.
Yeah, and he won by 30 points, I think.
Yeah, it was something like 30 points in it between himself and Pendra.
Yeah. I mean, myself, I may be seen close, but actually I was mathematically out of the race anyway by that time. But scoring 5,045 points and winning a fiver, which is credible as well. So well done, mate.
I think it's his debut season as well. So
he's won something to get out of
absolutely.
Such a long season. It's incredible. So well done to everyone, and well done to everyone who played the game and stuck with it as well. Sometimes you think things weren't turning out well, but then boom, the following game week, points pick up. So well done to everyone.
Mate, 21st I got. It's the worst performance I've ever had, but you know what? I've bloody loved it. I love the game every season. We love it, don't we, mate?
Oh, for sure.
And I hope the players, the newbies and the regulars, I hope you've enjoyed it too. You'll see through the season towards the end everyone doing their permutations and everyone looking at different scores, and we're redefining the rules all the time to make sure that categorically everyone knows that where we take the stats from, they're real and they're updated and correct. And if anybody's got any ideas, slight tweaks for the game, we always want to know. But it's been another good season and we thoroughly enjoyed it, haven't we, mate?
Yeah, it's always been a journey and a roller coaster ride as well, and we love it. I mean, it is hard work. Don't get this wrong. It is hard work.
Sometimes I don't know if the guys appreciate what's behind the going on behind the scenes at headquarters, but there's a lot going into it. But
to be honest, they're a great bunch anyway, and whether they're silent in communication, but they all get their predictions on time. Sometimes you need a bit of coaxing and cajoling to get them in on time, but once they do, I think they genuinely love the game, and you've got 25 unique individuals with all different skill sets, different walks of life, everything, all getting together for the common purpose of playing the game.
Yeah.
And so it's truly international and, fantastic mix of people. And it
brings everyone together, doesn't it?
Yeah, it brings everyone together. And also it's a case of it's competitive, but it's not that competitive as well. No. They're all looking out for each other, looking for permutations, seeing where they can get points off. And don't forget, the cup is a fantastic addition to this game as well, because it increases that intensity of rivalry between friends.
It does. It absolutely does. And I love the WhatsApp group. I love the way there's banter on there. Like you said, some people are silent in making their points known, but you know what? They're still very studious in looking at the predictions. I know that we're a real predictions family, to be honest. And while I'm here, just say thanks to you, Atul, to managing the game whilst I've been away at certain points during the season, and I know thanks to Pendra as well and Atul, because behind the scenes us three are always looking out logistically to make sure that everyone's catered for, and no points go amiss. And I know that on the weekends, like when you're looking out for it and I'm looking out for it, we're always saying, don't forget so and so player, you've still got to come in with your predictions, and everyone gets busy in their life. But I love the way football generally, and now this game as well, just brings people together. No matter where you are, if you want to be part of it, you can, and it's cheap entertainment for what it is. And although, like I say, you and I and everyone wants to be in the money all the time, but it wasn't to be for us this season. But it's still exciting and gets competitive. And in the last, say, 4 or 5 weeks, everyone starts looking at that league table, thinking, I can do it. And I'm sure Mike was thinking that when he put on a blistering run of Usain Bolt standards, but yeah,
it's all about permutations and mathematically
algorithms going on and all sorts.
But I mean, the other thing I'd like to say as well, the people who are languishing near the bottom, who will come near the bottom, please do not give up hope, because what, seasons can turn around. I remember a couple of seasons back, if you recall, I was languishing at the bottom. And then,
for once, but he was.
And then I just steamrolled through and actually won the prediction. So, it's a long season. Okay, you look at your table now and you think, right, I'm at the bottom. I ended up at the bottom, got the wooden spoon, whatever you want to call it. Don't give up hope. Just pick yourself up and get on with it and move on next year, like Liverpool did.
Absolutely.
And they lost the final last year, picked themselves up. boom.
I think they could probably do it next year, but we'll talk about that in months to come. But funny thing is, near the bottom, Akram, I think he was talking about bonus points early in the season. I think he got busy with work. I know he's been away a fair bit, so that's probably an excuse for him. Alessandro, new addition to the family, had a little bambino, and I know he got busy with that and his attention's got turned. Gavin, good player, but regularly during each season, his focus goes and comes back. But if he's a bit more consistent, he can really push up the chart.
Yeah.
Charlie got a new job. My nephew, I know he's been busy. Well, I've got no excuses. I'm just above those guys I've just mentioned, and I've had a shocker. But you know what? Still love the game. Yeah. Absolutely loving it. Got a little rivalry with my mate Graham as well. He beat me on that. He beat me on every format this season. Peachy was his first season. I know he's a real gambling man, and he kind of looks at all the stats and stuff. Hopefully, he really enjoyed it, and more up as well. So you know, I know, and that's just like the bottom selection. But we've had some good plays as well, and. Dan Bullock's done well. Ryan, a little bit more consistency. He could have really broke in there, and during the season, he was actually in the dash for the cash at stages, wasn't he? So loads went on.
You look at Danny Atware as well. He was there at the top.
He loves the game. He's a good player.
He's enthusiasm. Mads as well. You know, he's committed, but he's very silent. He gets on.
Put some solid scores in on Mads, didn't he?
You know, if he really picks it up a notch or two, he will be a serious contender next season.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Martin won't be happy with losing his crown. He'll really want to kind of go again. And I just hope that even the ones that we haven't really mentioned, I just hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll let all the football talk now digest. We've got that Nations League this week, and then basically anyone that breathes will be linked with all the clubs. But then once the dust settles, come just about August time, we'll start getting those pre-season predictions in for the bonus categories, and then we go again. And it's going to be really interesting, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it will be interesting, and maybe as a thought, if you are interested in playing for next season, I know before you know it, it'll crop up very quickly. Yeah, maybe express your interest and let's get your name down. You know, we will assume at this stage that the 25 we got here is a 25 for the following season.
I think we've got a nice group now, haven't we?
Nice group, but for some reason we can understand people will come and people will go. So you know, if you're still interested, it's no harm in just expressing your interest, so we can at least
put a thumbs up in the group or something just to let us know, because I get all the spreadsheet ready a good month before when the fixtures are released, and obviously you have a double check and make sure that we haven't missed anything, and we get everything ready. So I know the regulars will probably want to play, but I never take anything for granted. So hopefully you have enjoyed it no matter where you finished, and you'll play again, and let's have some banter, some light-hearted banter. But yeah, and just on reflection, mate, just taking ourselves away from the predictions because we're football men. Arsenal got to the final, got smashed by Chelsea. Tottenham got to the final credibly in their final, and was undone by Liverpool on the big occasion. But to be honest though, mate, flying the flag, and I know we've got some international players, it was great that 4 teams from the Premiership actually contested the 2 biggest kind of international European competitions. It was really good to see that, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, it was pretty phenomenal and unheard of, to be honest. I mean, you know, it does show the level of teams in the Premiership now. You know, they're really up to notch or two, because if you don't forget about it, we had fallen a little bit behind the Spanish sides, the dominance of the Reals and Barcelona.
Absolutely.
You know, we always know the Bundesliga is pretty consistent with their team. Bayern Munich, for example, they're always guaranteed like a semi-final spot in that sense. And I think it's a new world order as well. If you look at the Dutch football, it's going through renaissance at the period at the moment. You know,
it's the word of the day.
Wijnaldum and Virgil van Dijk doing well in the Premiership, and also their national team as well, you know, who England face, and you know, they've turned things around, winning the Nations League group with the world champions France, and I think it was Spain in their group or someone else of that calibre. So you know, there's a lot of things happening in world football, and I think, you know, the Premiership is starting to move up a notch as well. So you can only bode better for us.
It's almost a new revolution for the Netherlands, really, as well, because they've got that young kid, 19-year-old. I think it was Ajax or someone he played for in the latter.
Was it
something like that? Yeah, in the semi-final against Spurs, and I read something, like we probably all did, that the great Dennis Bergkamp years ago said he's going to be the next Dennis Bergkamp, and he's already, even at the young year of 19 years of age, he's gone on to be looking something special. But like the French did with 98 and 2000, maybe you know, after Netherlands have had a back seat out of the big tournaments, it could be their time. And
and you know, Ajax were in the Champions League semi-final, weren't they?
Exactly, that's what we're
and
saying.
And they beat Juve and Real.
But bringing it all back real, not all the foreign talent, but a lot of foreign talent want to come to the Premiership. Not just about because it's obviously a big ocean of financial wealth, but the standard and the quality of football and the excitement value. Because really, when you look at that league table on any week, anybody could beat anybody. I know you've got your perennial winners at the top, and you know you've got your Man City and your Liverpools, and they're all super powerhouses. But really, start of the season, Villa are back up now, and Norwich have just smashed their way back into it. And you know it's going to be really interesting. Was it Sheffield United as well? Was the other team that come up? So see how those teams fare next season. But
yeah, I mean for sure, and do you know what, that actually makes it more harder for us pundits next season to predict.
Absolutely.
Because you know teams which you think guaranteed to go down again might not go down. They might pull off a few surprises. You just look at Wolves, for example. People. I'm pretty sure a lot of people's thoughts will be saying, well, Sheffield United come up. I don't think they'll be able to make it go back down.
Look at Wolves.
Don't think they'll be able to make it go down. But then you look at teams which didn't really do well this season. You're the likes of Brighton, Fulham, just
off the top of my head, unbelievable.
You know, Southampton, you know, those teams which are already in the Premiership last season had struggled. So do you think, will they get sucked down? The Burnleys as well. So, you know, it's going to be more difficult for us to predict the winners.
Absolutely.
The top four as well. Who's going to be the best goal scorer?
You know what?
New people coming in.
We've got all that to come, AJ. We've got all that to come. We've just got to digest this. Guys, what you need to do, you winners, you need to probably, if I'm not going to see you for a couple of months now, you've got to get me your bank details on WhatsApp. Just get them over to me. I'll get the money out. Like I did with Elish, where I am meeting up with a couple of you over the next few months, I like to take a picture and actually physically hand over the money, because I think that's nice for the boys to see, and it just encourages people like me for next season to try and get my grubby little hands on some cash. But it's been a brilliant season. It's been very interesting from my perspective and yours, obviously, playing the game in terms of managing it, running it, but also seeing, hopefully from your perspective, just to see how it goes on. And I really hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope to see you again next season. But the last word from the big guy.
You always got to be in it to win it, and good luck and well done, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy the summer.